Yo, so next up in the Vision series is I want to share when I first experienced, I talk a lot about how the outside is a reflection of the inside, and I'm sure people can read a lot about these sorts of things in books. I'll quite often say something to somebody along these sorts of lines, and they say, oh, you must have read such and such a book, or you must have seen this person's talk, and it's like, I haven't. It's just, you don't need to. We all, intelligence is universal, right? And if you tapped into it, we can all know the same stuff. You don't have to always learn something from a book or from some sort of scholar or knowledgeable person. You can just know these things yourself, because we're all part of the same intelligence. We all have equal geniuses, if you watch my genius video. Anyway, what happened was the lines between physical and what you might call mystical really just dissolved for me one day. I was sitting, and then I actually can't remember the actual environmental setting, because I can't physically recall whether it was daylight or starlight or something. And that's the whole point, is because it all melded into one. But what I saw was that all this stuff outside, I saw galaxies and everything in me. And the boundaries between my skin and my body and the rest of the everything else that I see outside just dissolved. And I saw that the breadth and the scale of the physical universe that was outside of me, I saw that it had equal depth and scale inside of me. So there was no physical boundaries. I went through the skin and the muscles and the bones, I went through the organs, through to the fine superficial layers, and they just dissolved. And I just knew that there was all this stuff that's outside of us. I knew that it was all inside of me, and that, as I say, all physical boundaries just dissolved. And that's a really, really powerful thing to actually feel, And as I say, it's one thing to read about it in some article, but it's another thing to feel it. It's another thing altogether. It's so much more powerful. And again, how do you feel these things? It's just, firstly, maybe it has to be in your head first. If you are kind of stuck in the matrix at the moment, maybe it does need to be in your head as at least a thought or a concept that could happen. And you just hold it there and you hold yourself open to that. And eventually, if you haven't felt that yet, I think eventually, as parts of the matrix start to dissolve and you start to wean yourself out of it, then these kinds of experiences will start to work their way into your life, and you'll start to feel more of the majesty. I mentioned in a few of my videos the Tool song Lateralis. If you haven't heard of it, I don't care if you're not into that sort of music, just listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics. It's just a lot of what goes on in that song, to actually feel the power. And just to, I guess, segue a little on my own video, but, I don't know whether you know much of my personal story, but I got sick for quite a while. I'm still not 100% as far as physical vitality and energy. And, there's some days where I'm actually quite low in energy. It's actually hypothyroid, if you know what that is. But, I'm obviously taking steps. I'm a lot better than I was, blah, 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 whatever, who cares. But the point is that despite having low personal energy sometimes, when I'm tapped into that, I feel as invincible. I feel as strong as the sun or the stars. There's no lack of energy, because I am energy, and I'm allowing energy to flow through me. And again, when you can feel these sorts of things, it's so powerful. And it doesn't matter what your personal demons or your problems or your whatever's going on. It's just that gives you that peace. That's when you can know God. That's when you can just know that God or the Mother Earth or the Earth has you. You don't have to hold on to all your problems or anything yourself, because it's just, there's this cradle that's got us all the time. No matter what, I don't care what you think and you feel. If you can let yourself go. I heard a quote ages ago, and this was before I actually knew what God was, and I was still against. There's no God, there's no whatever. If you watch my God That Fails video, and that was a quote that says to let go and let God. And I understand what that means now, because when you can let go and you can be and feel the wonder and the power and the majesty of the universe, it's just got you. And you don't have to drain so much of your own energy trying to do a lot of things. So I hope that helped. I will see you on the next Vision video, which will be coming up shortly.